Afternoon, everybody. This is Charlotte with Ciirus. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar on Guestpass. Now we'll start around 1:05 Eastern Time, just to give everybody that has registered time to join. So I will be back with you guys in about 5 minutes. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Charlotte here with Ciirus. For those of you who don't know me, I see some familiar names, so it's awesome to have you all. So I used to be one of our customer success training managers here at Ciirus. So I'm very familiar with the system. However, I now actually work very closely with our development team on speccing out new features and new modules, testing, coming up with lots of new great features that we're going to be implementing into the software. So I just want to thank you all for joining today's webinar on our brand new relaunch of Guestpass, guest portal that you can give to your guests, where they can view all of their trip information, view house rules, local attractions, add reservation extras, and much more. So we are really excited about the launch of the new guest portal, and I can't wait to show you guys how it looks. And now, before we get started, just want to let you guys know that there is a question box. You should see a box in one of the panels on GoToWebinar that will allow you to type in a question as we're going along. So feel free to submit your questions in the question box. I encourage you all to submit questions as it can be beneficial and help other users on the learning group today as well. So again, feel free to submit your questions and I will try and stop along the way to review any questions and answer them in real time. If I don't get to all of the questions today, then I will follow up with you after today's learning group as well. All right, so before we dive into Guestpass, I did just want to talk a little bit about some of the new features that you'll see implemented into Ciirus 1 very soon. So on our roadmap page here, you can actually see all of the features and modules that are in the works. Lots of new and exciting features coming very, very soon. You can see Guestpass 2.0 is on the list as well. This was launched last week, as you guys know. Some other exciting modules that are coming very soon is Trust Accounting. So we'll have a brand new Trust Accounting module in place. Length of stay pricing. So different pricing tools to really optimize your rates and pricing, stay competitive, offer discounts, or even you can raise or decrease your prices depending on specific time of the year. We'll have a new CMS, content manager. So it's a really cool way to edit websites, do a lot more with search engine optimization. So really, really excited about that one as well. And then a really big one that I think everyone is excited about is the new unified inbox. This project is actually underway as we speak. It looks amazing. I was able to see the mock-ups and wireframes earlier this week, and I'm so excited for you all to see this one. So essentially with the unified inbox, it's going to bring all of your guest messaging, inquiries, all communication from Vrbo, Airbnb, your website, all into one place where you'll be able to see the thread, you'll be able to see the back and forth correspondence. So it's going to really help automate your day-to-day correspondence with guests. And I know this is something that's been highly, highly requested. So I'm really pleased to announce that this one will be coming very, very soon. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to check out our roadmap page to stay up to date with frequent updates that are coming out soon. You can access this page via the shortcut menu in Ciirus 1 here on the left-hand side. If you go over to shortcuts and then Ciirus Development Roadmap. You also have the ability on this page to submit requests to us as well. So we know, of course, there's lots of great suggestions and many new features. So if you have any suggestions, any requests, feel free to submit them right here, and they'll come over to us to review. Same goes for Guestpass. We're going to get into Guestpass in just a minute. Guestpass is a rebuild of the old guest portal. It does have some new features, but we know that there's still room to add many improvements and features as well. So as we're going along in the learning group today, if you do have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see in the guest portal, please go ahead and submit that request here. We would love to see it, and we appreciate all of the feedback. All right, so now let's get into Guestpass. So before we launch the new Guestpass, there are a couple of things that have to be configured inside of the Ciirus system. There's 4 settings actually. So the Google Maps API key, your house rules and your local attractions and nearby activities and things to do, and then the administrator settings and the theme for your guest portal. To access all of these settings that pertain to Guestpass, on the left-hand menu over here, we'll click on Guest Services and then open up Guestpass. So the first thing that we'll need to configure is the Google Maps API key. So the Google Maps API key is a unique key that Google actually requires to have the property map on not just Guestpass, but actually on your website as well, if you have a Ciirus website with us. So this is a key that you can plug in, a copy and paste from within your Google account, and that will allow you to show the property on a map. Now, we do have a user guide specifically on how to obtain the Google Maps API key. So if you click on the link here, it will take you to our documentation page on how you can get the key. Since it is from within your Google account, I know that Google do offer step-by-steps on how to get the key as well. So I would recommend just following the link from here. You'll log into your Google account and then simply follow these steps. Once you have the key, you'll copy it from Google, and then going back over to Guestpass, you'll paste the key into this field here. Now, if you do have any trouble or you're not able to find the key within your Google account, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and someone on our technical support team can help you obtain the key. If you do not enter the key into this field, then when you look at the property map, you may notice an error message will appear. It says something along the lines of the map is not able to display properly. So if you see that error message, that is probably why. So I would suggest checking, just double check that you do have the correct key in here from your Google account. And again, any problems getting the key, please don't hesitate to submit a support ticket to us, and we'll be happy to help. All right, so next up is to configure the house rules and the local attractions. So the house rules and local attractions menu each have their own tab in the workspace. And you can see whichever tab is selected, the tab is highlighted in blue. So it's easy to identify which tab is selected from here. So house rules can be anything from no smoking is allowed in the unit, check-in, check-out procedures, no large groups, no big parties, no bachelor parties, any restrictions or house rules that you would like the guests to be aware of. Now, when you add a rule, it can either apply to all units in the system. So if this is selected, it will apply to all units in the system. If it doesn't apply to all units, so maybe you have some homes that are pet friendly, maybe others are not, you can specify from your unit list which rule the unit actually applies to. To add a new house rule, we'll click on the plus icon above the table here, and a new row will appear. Let's say for some units, we're not allowed large parties. So we can title it No Large Parties Allowed. And then in the rule column, this is where you can add further details and instructions or details of the rule. Okay, Next, we can specify, does this rule apply to all units in the system, or does it only apply to some? If it does apply to all units, simply check the checkbox here. If not, select the house icon. And now we can go in and say, okay, it does apply to this one, it applies to this one, and it applies to this one. And then click the button here, apply to selected units. So if a guest books for a home that this rule does not apply to, then they will not see this rule. Last thing here, this is an optional step, but if you would like to order, basically the order in which the rules will apply. So the ones with the lowest value will appear first in the list. So looking at my list here, the last one ends at 9. So I can say, okay, I'm happy for this one to appear after no smoking allowed. So I'm going to enter the number 10 in the order field. Once you've filled in all of the information here in the row, to save the information, we'll need to click on the save icon over here above the table. So make sure whenever you add a new rule or make any changes, just be sure to click the save icon up here. If you do need to edit a rule, maybe you made a mistake or a typo or need to add more information, simply click on the box and then you can enter whatever you'd like to enter. And then again, if you have made changes, just make sure to click the save button. Okay, so that's it for the house rules, pretty simple. And then very similar for the local attractions. So local attractions, normally this is things to do in your area. So if you are close to a theme park or the beach or shopping, restaurants, any fun local attractions or activities that you'd like the guests to be aware of, you'll be able to add an image of the attraction, a description. You can even plug in the Google Map, so that way when the guest logs into the portal, they can actually click to get directions to this attraction. You can see I've already added a couple in here. To add a new one, click on this plus icon over here, again above the table. So I live in Central Florida. I'm pretty close to Disney. So let's do Magic Kingdom as an example here. So you can enter the title. I can put in a description of Magic Kingdom. And if I would like the guests to get directions to Magic Kingdom from the unit, you can plug in the Google Map URL. The quickest way to do this is to follow the link here where it says Open Google Maps. And it will open a new tab in your browser and take you directly to Google Maps. So from here, I'm going to type in Magic Kingdom. Here it is. And just give it a second to load. And then the URL here at the top of your browser, this is what we want to copy and paste into the prior field. So we'll go ahead and copy this and then simply paste it into the location URL. Now that is an optional step. If you leave this field blank, it just means the guest won't get those directions. So up to you if you want to do that step. Now you can add an image. So we have an image uploaded here that makes it really easy to add an image. So go ahead and click on the thumbnail. Now, some images, if you've added images into the web image library in the past, those are the ones that appear on your blog posts. They may already appear here, again, if you've added images in the past. If not, what you can do is click on Upload Images. And then let's say you have a file already saved on your desktop, you can actually drag and drop that file into here. And that's a really quick way to upload an image. If not, you can search from your files by clicking here, and then you can look for whatever file that it may be. So here's all my images. Don't know if I have one of Magic Kingdom, so I'm just going to I'll use this one. It looks like a theme park, so that works. Really easy to add images. There is a little disclaimer here. just to point out. So we, Ciirus, not held liable for copyright. When it comes to images, so we do strongly suggest that you only upload images to Guestpass. If you have authorization from the copyright owner. So I know some times Disney other big companies they can be a little particular who they allow to use that images. So again, we just recommend that you do have the rights to use the images before you upload. Into Guestpass. Guestpass. And then just like with the house rules, the last step here is the sort of again, this is an option step. Um, higher the number, it will appear in the list after the last one. Low value pet in the left. then we just this apply to